Hey, it's me. I just have a quick message before the episode of this podcast starts. And before I continue, if you're going to be listening to this podcast on different platforms, this interruption actually will not be in the audio versions of the podcast. In fact, this will only be in 4 episodes of the YouTube version of the JaxCast. But if you don't want to hear this message, that is absolutely fine. I have a timestamp right here listed for you. So at least you know where to skip so you can listen to this episode. Really quick, in case if you may have already heard this episode of the JaxCast before, that is mainly because I had a period of time where I tried to revamp my podcast onto a different channel that I now call Colin Dagny. And I made the recent decision that I feel like my podcast fits actually a lot better on my Jaxpy YouTube channel than Colin Dagny. So that is the reason why I have decided to re-upload this episode of the podcast. Also, the other audio platforms that my podcast is advertised on is no longer going to be on SoundCloud and Himalaya. Instead, you are now able to find the JaxCast podcast over on Spotify. There are another few different services where you can find the podcast on. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll be sure to edit the names of other platforms we could find it on, but it's all being supported through Anchor, so it is that service that is actually providing that podcast on different platforms, and in the future it might actually allow me to put my podcast on more platforms, hopefully. So in case of some of these topics might already be a little bit old news, that is why I wanted to leave this message behind, so you guys don't think that we're kind of running late talking about old events. Or in case of any comments or anything of the sort seem a bit dated, you know why, and I just wanted to give you this heads up. But until then, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JaxCast. But not just any episode, this is a legitimate episode for Season 2. The episode for the... Bleh. Why am I having a brain fart? What I'm trying to say is, in the previous episode, when I launched Season 2, yes, that was Season 2, but it was more of a talking about Season 2. But this is a legitimate episode for Season 2, and here with me, once again, is Nightwolf from Nightwolf's Den.
Oh, sup?
Yes, you see, I mean, I'm not throwing you under the bus. It just seems to be modern tradition where I mess up the intros. I think with the intro aside, just so we could kind of cut more to the chase on what we're doing on this episode of the podcast, this is actually an idea I've wanted to do for a while, and since that the Smash Brothers DLC was recently upgraded to now have a second pass of DLC fighters, I figured it was an appropriate time to kind of do a bit of a hypothetical. This is more of just a social, I guess, activity. I don't even know how to really describe it. Just more of a nice hypothetical of us sharing our ideas of if we were in control of the next DLC fighter pass.
Basically, it's for fun.
Yes, just for fun. Like, so how this is going to go, in case if anyone is kind of particular on how they feel about Smash Fighters, like we know that Sakurai himself wanted there to be just characters who are in video games, nothing in like television, movies, that kind of stuff, just strictly video game characters. That's how he wants to go. And also more characters that I guess are visually appropriate to show in front of a child, no matter if it is in a rated M game or not. Hence, it's like, for example, like Bayonetta, like, that's fine because she doesn't like flaunt her tits around.
Metal Gear's in there. Joker from Persona 5's in there. No, doesn't really matter.
I guess I was thinking a bit too much about Bayonetta. But so how this is going to go is, like, lots of us know about how Sakurai likes to have like a set guidelines for each characters, but in this hypothetical, none of those rules matter. So if we want a character that's an assist trophy, they could be in it. If we want a character that is a costume, they could be in it. And I mean, like, King K. Rool was a costume in the Wii U version, and now he's an actual fighter. So I feel like that's also a fair reason why we could do this hypothetical. And also, you guys who are listening to the podcast can have your own opinions. Honestly, like, I'm very open for if anyone takes my ideas and they're like, oh no, they're awful, because really, we all have our own opinions. What we did before the episode of the podcast, well, I mean, I didn't mean to make this on short notice for Matt, but I actually have a list of characters that I wanted to have in Smash, and Matt is going to be sharing his characters in Smash. And since that this is supposed to be a hypothetical for the second battle pass, or the
you only can do 5. You only can do 5 characters because the first one wasn't announced. But like what game they're coming from was announced.
What are you trying to say? I kind of missed some of that.
We only can choose 5 fighters because there's 6, but the first one was revealed to be a fighter being chosen from ARMS.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, imagine this more of like a clean slate, you know, like just pretend ARMS wasn't announced. This is supposed to be like if you made this pass. Like, you know, if you made the DLC pass.
Okay.
So, would you want to go first with your list? Or do you want me to go first? I'll let you pick.
Oh, you can go first. Fine.
All right. So I know this character is pretty much memed a lot, and I'm being genuine when I'm saying this, and I feel like he could actually be a good fighter in the game. My first character that I would actually like to see I almost dropped the game, but the first character that I would really like to see in Smash would be Steve from Minecraft.
Okay.
Honestly, I was almost nervous for a second if you were gonna think I was joking, but no, I think Steve would actually be perfect for Minecraft.
Yeah, he is perfect for Minecraft. You know, that's the game series it came from. He's definitely the perfect character for Minecraft.
Did I actually fucking? I said he was perfect for Minecraft.
Yeah.
What is going on in my brain today? I've been
Just like
fucking up my sleep schedule.
Just like Mario's perfect for Super Mario Bros. And Sonic's perfect for Sonic.
You know what? I would have never guessed that. But no, I think Steve would be perfect in Smash Brothers. And I'm not talking about Minecraft story mode. Ignore that. Listen, the season 2 is coming off with a great start. Oh, let me tell you. But I think Steve...
There's a season 2 of Minecraft story mode?
No, there's a season 2 of the JaxCast podcast that you're on right now.
What's the difference? Okay, I'm kidding. That's too far.
I don't mind that. Really, I don't mind that. But
well, there's a great compare. There's a good one thing that both of them have in common. You want to know what they are?
What?
Both of them are mistakes.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I mean, no. Well, the person who made this podcast has a mistake.
I guess.
Okay, but all jokes aside, I honestly one of the reasons why I picked Steve was just because he's good for melee attacks. He's also good for ranged attacks when it comes for a bow. He's I don't know how to really fully describe it. I guess maybe it's just because I have also a bit of a bias because I've been playing Minecraft for so long that I just feel like he would be fit for a fighting game like Smash. I have no idea exactly what even to do with his final Smash. Maybe his final Smash could be like an animation where he jumps into the end portal and he's getting chased by the Ender Dragon. And the dragon flies by onto the stage, and whoever gets hit by the dragon, takes a lot of damage. I feel like that would be, a legitimate final Smash to come from Steve. And that his main weapons could be something like an iron or diamond sword, or a bow or a crossbow for ranged attacks. That's kind of what I had in mind for someone like Steve. Just kind of like a simple fighter. I guess almost in somewhat, now that I say it out loud, I guess kind of similar to Link. That's kind of the best way how I could really describe Steve, though.
One of his attacks could be imagine you could just spam throwing potions at people.
Oh, spam potions?
Yeah.
And then everyone crashes, their games crash, because the Nintendo servers are absolute horseshit, even though you pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
Just the particles are too much for the Switch to handle. Sorry.
Imagine every time Steve gets hit, he just goes, ooh, 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 and then when he gets knocked out of stage, it's like a big, ooh.
That'd be really funny. Or
no, you hear the Minecraft death sound?
Yeah, the sound where it sounds like someone is breaking both their legs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Is there a limit to what I could say on here in terms of language and stuff?
Not really. If it's too extreme, I'll censor it. But I mean, what did you have in mind?
Yeah, having this whole conversation we're having about Steve being in Smash, like all these things happening, is probably I feel like we're really low on the spectrum. Uh, because Steve being in Minecraft, although not a bad idea,
I mean, he's perfect for it. It's almost
he's
as if the
perfect for
game was made
Smash.
for him.
He's perfect for it, but meme-wise, it is pretty autistic.
I mean, you know what? I honestly don't mind.
I know I'm saying that ironically.
Okay, I mean, if people take it ironically or seriously, depending on whoever's listening takes it, I honestly don't mind, because I honestly can see why people could also insult the idea of Steve, but also, like, isn't it true, like, I think in America, though, wasn't there, like, a good amount of people, though, that wanted Steve in Smash?
Yeah, but what's it called? There's a what do you call it? There's kind of like a cheap, not a cheap way, but like a way Nintendo does a way around it, like cheaply, so they don't have to actually go in through the extra effort putting a fighter in. It's just making them a Mii costume.
I don't,
So
yeah. I mean, at least
I
other characters are being acknowledged.
I agree with you, but like a character I thought would be perfect for Smash would be Cuphead, but then they just made him a Mii costume, which is fine.
I was honestly pissed. I was happy and pissed at the same time.
I was I agree with you on Sans though, because that was basically Nintendo doing a little nod.
You broke up a little bit after when you said Cuphead. You said Cuphead and then Sans. Like what?
Cuphead and Sans, them being both
Indie games.
Them being not indie games. Both of them being Mii fighter costumes is a way of getting them into the game. But I think it works for one of them better than does the other.
Yeah.
Cuphead, I don't think it works. Sans, I think it works because I think that's Nintendo.
Because the thing is with Sans, or no, not with Sans, because I haven't played Undertale, so I can't really fully talk about Sans. I have almost beat Cuphead, so I can definitely speak for Cuphead, where in some ways, I guess, like, he does have some customization with his attacks, but really, I can almost see how it would kind of make sense, where it's like, you could customize his attacks in his actual game. You could also customize attacks for Cuphead as a Mii fighter. Like, I could almost see that detail making sense, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't really stay true to the character. Because last time I checked, Cuphead can't launch rockets out of his arm.
Yeah, basically.
And I mean, I honestly wouldn't mind if Cuphead was either like, or better yet, no. I'm fine with Cuphead character model being 3D, because let's be honest, it would be a pain in the ass to put all those 2D frames inside of him, like inside of the game as a full-on fighter. So it makes sense to also keep him 3D. And also, like, Smash, like, whenever Smash Brothers adds a new character to their game as a 3D model, the 3D models in Smash 5 look great. So I honestly don't mind that he is a 3D model. As long as the design stays true to how he's intended to look like in 3D, I'm A-okay with that.
Yep.
And I mean, I am disappointed that he's not a full-on fighter, but it would be nice if he was an actual, like, fighter in the game.
Yeah. Sans, I think it works because, like, I haven't played Undertale, but, like, I'm saying the terms that Nintendo is basically just saying, oh, hey, here's a little thing for the fans that we did. But for Cuphead, it just doesn't work for me. But why don't you continue on down your list?
Okay, so I was kind of torn with this one. So this is technically 2, but I'm kind of counting it as 1 because they're both from the same game. It seems like tradition that with each Pokemon game, they kind of add a Pokemon from the latest generation from around when a certain Smash Brothers game came out. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And because now they added Incineroar, like that was last generation's, or that was last Pokemon. That was the last generation of Pokemon. But we don't have any Pokemon from this generation in the game. And I was torn. I genuinely was trying to think on who would be a perfect Pokemon between Cinderace and Rillaboom. Definitely, I forgot the full name of this one, but like Sobble fully evolved. I felt like any line of Sobble would not fit in Smash Brothers. Because I feel like with Cinderace, he would be perfect because of the fact that Like, I don't think he's a fighting type, but he feels perfect as a character to fight with, especially since that he does have the attack with his pyro ball. Something about that made me feel like he would be perfect for Smash because he seems to be very light on his feet. So he could pretty much just be more of a speed focused character, or kind of, I don't know how to really fully describe it. I guess I should really think about this farther through than immediately talking about it. But Rillaboom, he's clearly built for it. I mean, like, I guess when you see a swole Pokemon, I think your first response would be, when it comes to Smash Brothers, oh, that's perfect. We should put him in Smash. Like, what do you think is your take? Because honestly, as I'm talking, I really don't know how to fully describe what sounds better on Cinderace or Rillaboom.
I agree with you more on Cinderace. I can't really see Rillaboom being in Smash on. That'd be a little weird. A giant monkey, green monkey with drums.
Yeah, but I mean, I also feel like though it would make sense though for his final Smash, where he does that attack where he bangs both of his drums and then the vines come up from the ground and start whipping people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's the part that really sold me on the thought of Rillaboom being in Smash. But at the same time, it also feels a bit more practical having Cinderace.
Right.
It's just hard for me to really fully decide. But also,
well, prediction.
maybe...
Can I have prediction?
Sure.
In reality, what if in the future, right?
Okay.
One of the actual like fighters, like not like the ones that are on our list, like hypothetically, like in reality, like for when the Pokemon DLC comes out for Sword and Shield, to promote it, they release one of those Pokemon as a fighter, and their final smash is their Dynamax form.
I was actually just thinking about having maybe like their Dynamax being part of their final smash, but that also does sound like a smart marketing tactic too for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Also, it makes sense. Yeah, that's something I could honestly see them realistically doing.
Yeah, that actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. Though. That just pops in my head right now.
In case of something like that happens, could someone clip this? Because I think this would be a good highlight to hold on to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Can I say one thing?
Okay.
I'm probably not the only one on the internet that thinks that, so don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm not saying you're the only one that thinks of it on the internet, but I'm just saying, like, it would be nice to just archive if you were actually correct.
Okay.
But I can see that working.
Well, just it's also because part of me just like feels like I'm jinxing it. Like I don't quote me on this, like because I honestly don't know. I have no predictions of what's happening. Just like it was just an idea that popped in my head. Could happen, could not. So
I mean, I feel like it could work, and I mean, I think that's also a good idea in itself. Also, too, I don't fully believe in jinxing, even though I constantly joke around about saying I jinx myself in my own videos. I wouldn't see it as a negative regardless.
Yeah, but anyway, let's continue going down your list.
All right, so I think the Pokemon one was kind of hard for me to talk about, but this one I think would be easy to talk about. It might be... I think it might kind of catch some people off guard when I'm mentioning this one, but hear me out. I was thinking that maybe what if... Because, Nintendo definitely has pulled in characters that were in Rated M games as DLC. So I'm not fully crazy when I'm going to be saying this, but maybe Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, but instead of very gory attacks, they really just like dub it down so there's no guts, there's no blood, but they kind of give him this, I don't know, like just keep like the swole Sub-Zero, keep him really buff, but maybe just... I don't know, like put a real emphasis on like how hard he could punch. I'm not saying buff the shit out of Sub-Zero, but just give him this vibe that he's really strong, just to make up for the fact that Nintendo, which I mean I fully support this idea, that Nintendo would not want blood or guts in their game, because we all gotta remember, or not just we all, but I think people in the Smash community gotta remember that even though it is one of Nintendo's most popular IPs, that they also want to keep the game as tame for young children as they can, so that the next generation of people playing video games can grow up playing Smash and have their parents approve of it. So it does make sense to not have characters depict blood, guts, or anything around the realm of like nudity, drinking alcohol, or smoking tobacco. You know what I'm trying to say?
Comment on all that? Can I comment on that?
Yeah, sure thing.
You do know, so you're saying that like Nintendo wants to keep like a rated E for everyone rating?
Somewhat. I mean, I know Smash Ultimate's E10 and Brawl had like a T for teen, but I know.
Melee and Brawl both had T for teen, and those were considered like that's probably the highest Smash will be rated. So like honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if like what's it called? They're not gonna have blood and gore, but like they'll find a way to like I will have to say I think it's unlikely that a character like that would get into Smash. I don't know, just due to the reasons you're saying, because a character like that, I feel like when there need to be blood and gore, just because that's what the characters are like known for.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I mainly wanted to throw Sub-Zero on too, because even though I know I said this hypothetical doesn't exactly have to follow along with Nintendo and Sakuri's guidelines for Smash, this is just more of like I personally feel like this character would be cool to have in Smash, but like I'm definitely open to having none of these characters in Smash at all. These are just characters I kind of just thought like this would be nice.
Oh, I know,
to have.
I know. I was just giving my opinion.
But I mean, that's a fair opinion. Like, I definitely agree with that. And I mean, I would imagine, too, that maybe some people would find a controversy in saying, like, oh, well, Sub-Zero is not really true to what the creators of the game intended him to be. But I mean, I don't know. I just figured he would be cool to add because he is a very big video game character. I mean, definitely not as known as, like, the Nintendo characters. But I mean, he was definitely big, like, years ago. And I just kind of figured, like, it would be, like, a nice little homage, I guess, to one of the biggest fighting game franchises. Because, Street Fighter is definitely one of those video games. And I just thought it would definitely be kind of cool if they had a Street Fighter character and a Mortal Kombat character. Because those were definitely, like, really big in the 90s. I was kind of thinking a bit, like, along those kind of routes.
Well, now that I think about it, what you're saying isn't too far-fetched. Because people are wanting... People want freaking Doom Guy, or the Doom Slayer from Doom with the new one to be in Smash.
Yeah.
And like that game's pretty just as bloody and gory as what do you call
Mortal Kombat?
Just as much as Mortal Kombat is, because like literally he's like shooting and ripping demons apart.
Yeah.
And it's bloody. So you're not that far off, but like in terms of combat. That's pretty much what the character does. It's like that's kind of like what it's meant to be, though. It's meant to be brutal. That's the appeal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean I also acknowledge that is a flaw to that idea. And
so, you can think that I'm just like again this is a hypothetical situation, but like I'm telling you, not realistically, but like why like it's more of like why I wouldn't want him in Smash because I feel like they wouldn't do the character justice of how I want him to be in Smash. You see what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, I also do believe in keeping the characters true to their original art form. Like, I definitely do support those ideas too.
Right.
It's a bit of a crossroad, I guess, on like a conflict of interest is what I'm trying to look for to say. Because we got to think about the pros and cons, and if the pros and the cons are worth it in this hypothetical. And I just kind of figured, for more of Sub-Zero, like I don't really see him because I don't remember if he has any ranged attacks. Like, I've played Mortal Kombat 10 on and off, but, he's definitely great for melee. Melee attacks. I'm not talking about Smash Melee. I want to make that part clear. He's good for melee attacks, and, why am I brain farting in mid-sentence? And just something along the lines that I can almost see, though, when it comes to his Final Smash. Something I kind of had in mind was similar to, kind of close to how Cloud does for a Final Smash, where he brings a character in or some characters that get into his line of attack where he's constantly like swinging a weapon at them with Omni Slash repeatedly. I kind of think about something similar to that, except he can't pull you up in the air and start attacking you while levitating, but just more of attacking you more on the ground, constantly swinging with ice spears from his hands. Like, something like that I feel like could also make sense for Sub-Zero if he was in Smash for a Final Smash. I mean, I know there's going to be someone out there who could think of something better, but it's just kind of me putting into light on how I could almost see Sub-Zero working. And that's pretty much all I could really see, though, for someone like Sub-Zero. With this next one, I feel like this one could be a possibility. I'm not talking about this character in particular. I'm talking more about the game he's from. I just picked the character who I'd kind of like to see if the game gets added to Smash. And that is, I would find it kind of cool if they added Reaper from Overwatch.
Okay.
Because Tracer, because like it seems like everyone tends to talk about Tracer because she's the character that's like all over the covers for Overwatch, and she was one of the first characters designed for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when I actually play the game, in my opinion, playing as Tracer, I have the worst experience playing as her. I mean, I think she could honestly fit for... Like, I do think she is fit for Smash. But one thing I think's for sure is I feel like Reaper could be good for Smash. Because he does have those two... I mean, I think they might also... No, I was going to say at first they might not like the part about the fact that he has two big-ass guns, but forgetting the fact, too, that Joker, his gun ended up in Smash, so... it seems like Nintendo is kind of a bit more relaxed with guns in Smash.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike the gunner kind of characters, I guess similar to how Joker's gun works, is you can't shoot someone from fully across the stage because his guns are just more like two shotguns that you can hold in each hand. So he could definitely use that as a melee, not a melee. He could definitely use that as a slightly ranged attack. And he doesn't really do melee attacks in the game, but I could definitely see him doing some kind of attack where he might actually like smack people with his guns as some kind of as some kind of attack move, or just straight up using his fists to attack. And I like that's kind of the best I could really see for Reaper. But there was one thing particularly why I feel like Reaper would fit, and that is his final Smash. And this is why I picked Reaper over Tracer. Like, are you aware of Reaper and Tracer's ultimate attacks in the game?
I'm not, because I do not play Overwatch.
Okay, I wanted to make sure, because I wasn't sure if you played. When Tracer is able to do her special attack, all she can do is throw a sticky bomb, and if she's lucky, it'll land on a player, and for the most part, kill them. With Reaper, when he does have his, I guess, like, ultimate meter filled up, you are able... He basically spins around, and he's, like, shooting his guns all over the place, and the amount of damage each bullet does is increased. People do meme him, because some people just say, like, oh, you press Q and you kill a bunch of players. Ignore that. I'm just more thinking of that could also be a good attack move for a final Smash. Because I feel like having a move like that is definitely fitting. And I feel like it would be one of those Smash moves, though, where his line of sight or his blast radius wouldn't be the whole map, but maybe whatever characters are next to him side to side, not up or down. So it's not overpowered, but if you're on his left or right side, you're basically in the blast zone by getting hit from his shotguns.
Right.
Like, I mean, do you think that would seem like a good idea?
Yes.
All right. I wasn't sure if I was thinking a bit too critically on Reaper. Also, I'm not really the best at Reaper. I feel like I almost called him Creeper a second ago, but I'm going to move on. I don't really main Reaper, but he is definitely one of my favorite characters in the game. And I don't even collect pop figures, but I even have I even own a little Reaper pop figure that I'm glad to hold on to. Because I honestly think he's a cool character.
All right.
I mean, I guess I'll talk about this one for a bit, because we actually did talk about this character, but there was some more detail. I was kind of thinking about this.
Okay.
We did already touch up on the fact that Cuphead would have been a great fighter on his own, but I was thinking of, like, aside from the fact, you know, like, ignore the fact he's a costume.
You cut off.
Huh? Oh, sorry. So ignore the fact that Cuphead is already a Mii costume. This is more along the lines of, think of him as an actual fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I remember correctly, there's around, 8 different color palettes for each character, right? I was thinking, like, kind of give it almost like the hero treatment from Dragon Quest and the Bowser Jr. treatment, obviously from the Mario franchise, where whenever you're switching the color palette, maybe 4 of the color palettes could be Cuphead related, and the other 4, he could become Mugman.
Right.
Because it seems like Mugman's kind of forgotten. Because it's like, Cuphead and Mugman are like Mario and Luigi, but it seems like Mugman seems to be the way more forgettable than Luigi. And I feel like it would have been nice at least to also add Mugman. And he could be one of those characters too, where it's like, even when you play as Cuphead and you change him to Mugman, even the announcer in the end could say something like Mugman wins. Because they do have a system in place like that for when Bowser Jr. becomes another one of the Koopalings.
Right.
And I just figured, like, if they've done that for one character before, it would only make sense to do it for another character. And I mean, we already kind of touched up a lot on Cuphead, so I'm just going to make that one pretty brief. Actually, one thing I was thinking about, when it does also come to his final smash, he does have an ability that you can unlock in the game where, I guess, like, a copy of his soul comes out of his body, and it's like think of it like a ghost. I'm pretty sure you might know what I'm talking about, where it's like a ghost of him is like very buff, and he just spins around, and you use your other control stick to move it around to attack other enemies. Maybe you could just add that in the game, and it could control the same way, so you can control where it moves with the other joystick. And I just figured, like, don't even have to add any more detail to it. Just, if you know what the attack is, I honestly think that attack alone would be perfect for a Final Smash. It is Final Smash worthy, because the other two attacks, well, I mean, one of them just makes you temporarily invincible, and I'm talking about the other special attacks in the Cuphead game. That one of them just makes you invincible for a couple seconds, and the other one, I forgot what the other one does. I think it just makes you, like, just release a thick energy beam. Well, more like an energy ball. But I feel like with the other attack where you use part of Cuphead's soul to start attacking things around you by controlling it with your directional pad, or not your directional pad, just with your secondary joystick, that's perfect. That would really fit in well with the game, and it'll be a different mechanic for a character's Final Smash. So here's my last one, but I technically had another one I was debating about, so I guess I kind of cheated and I added a seventh one, but before I talk about number 7, I was kind of stuck for a while. And I added this character before I added a little bonus character. I'm not going to talk about this one that much because I have no idea really what I could say, but I feel like an interesting character to have. Now looking back at my list, I'm kind of cringing a little bit because the game, like, I'm not about playing games being relevant. I'm more about playing games that are fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like because of this, even if it is a hypothetical, some people might not like this idea. And I mean, I bet some people would. I was thinking Scout from Team Fortress 2. There's just something about him that I feel like could fit in well with the game. And I think it's because, aside from Team Fortress 2 being a very cartoony game, I feel like his this cartoony flair that he has, and also his sarcastic attitude, could actually fit in well in the game. Like, I honestly could see him, like, smacking a character with a bat and him saying something like, like, bonk, or just got bonked, or I don't know his other quotes, but, like, saying quotes that he would say in the game he came from whenever maybe he'll hit an enemy. And as I'm thinking more about him, the only thing I could think of for his Final Smash is with Scout, his character, like, a part of his character is he wants to be a professional baseball player. So what if his Final Smash would just be something like he's about to pitch a ball, he smacks it really hard, and whatever character gets hit by the ball takes a lot of damage. That's the best thing I could really think of for a Final Smash for Scout. And honestly, I don't really have too much else to say for Scout. I just picked him because I feel like him as a character overall would be kind of nice to see in the game. But I have I feel like out of my whole list, Scout would be, if there's anything lower than bottom of the barrel, I honestly think he would go farther than below the barrel. No hate to Scout. I honestly like Scout. And I know I said 6 characters, but this was one that I thought about for a while, but I hesitated putting on the list for a while because of the rumors kind of going around about how Disney felt. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to think I was memeing because Matt Yeah, Matt and I like to meme about Sora and everyone, like, when we're not filming. So I wasn't sure if he was going to think I was just, like, talking about a meme or anything. But the best thing I could really see with Sora is that I can almost see him functioning similar to Hero from Dragon Quest, where you can have the menu appear on the screen and you can pick out different spells or attacks to do. Because playing the game, he does have that kind of mechanic. And for his final smash, he does have a smash ability. Well, he does have an ability where he can summon Goofy and Donald, and they kind of like spin around the map, attacking a bunch of enemies who get impacted from them spinning around. Not too much to say about it, because if you know who Hero is, and if you've played Kingdom Hearts, I think that's really the most you could do with Sora. Just kind of have him be like similar to an Echo Fighter for Hero, but just give him his own flair so he's not fully an Echo Fighter. Are you okay?
No, just because you said Goofy and Donald, and I started to think. I thought about something that we made a joke about once about one of the Keyblades that Sora had. And Goofy. Okay,
let's not say the Keyblade. Let's just, the best way how I'll say it for anyone listening.
It's a fast food type blade.
We made a very offensive joke about a Keyblade, and I do not want to repeat it. But, I mean, a joke that I have said about Goofy that is appropriate to share, because Matt and I used to go to the same college, and we went to the same club together, and we were watching an anime on a smartboard. I think you and I will never forget this. When the smartboard stopped working, and I said something like, "Sora, the darkness has taken the anime."
You want to know what's autistic about it?
What? Everything what I just said?
Yes, just also the fact that it's Goofy saying something about anime.
It sounds like some kind of fanfic came to life.
Yeah, I don't know, like Goofy wasn't. I mean, to be fair, Kingdom Hearts is very Japanese, and Disney's in it, so But like, imagine Goofy just like crossing over with, I don't know, like Dragon Ball or something, or High School DxD.
Oh my god! I've collected all the Dragon Balls, and I'm going to summon Shinron to revive Sora.
Wait, say that again.
My Goofy voice is not the best today.
I know, but the way you said it sounded really autistic, and it was funny.
I collected all the Dragon Balls, and I'm going to summon Shenron so we can revive Sora.
You didn't do the...
Yeah, I'm going to revive Sora with all these Dragon Balls I just found, and after killing Krillin for the 37th time, little bitch. I didn't watch Dragon Ball, but I know the Krillin memes.
Oh, well, like, I don't know, like, I imagine when we're... Well, if Sora got into Smash, that means Goofy would somehow be in Smash. So
I mean, if anything,
that's
though...
a win. That's a win.
I think the only thing, though, you would hear from, like, Goofy is, like, lots of times he makes this noise in the game during attacks, where he would just say something like, "Boil!" Like, I could just picture hearing that a lot. What is that? Like, he makes some kind of weird... I don't know how to describe it, but just something like, "Boil!" Like... when he's being attacked.
What is that? What is...
I don't know. It sounds like he's saying boil. He makes that sound when he gets attacked.
I don't know why, but why is Goofy being put into anything autistic?
No, I mean, why is putting Shaggy into everything autistic? If we're going to be talking about putting characters and shit. Because I was being serious with this list. I was tempted to write something like Shaggy and then write a whole fake anime backstory.
I just realized that the fate of the multiverse might collapse due to the epic battle that's going to happen between Shaggy and Goofy. Like, man, you came to challenge my power.
Like, yep. Man, you came to challenge my power. Yep.
That's right, Shagster.
I killed your dog. There's just something funny about thinking about that. Something about Goofy killing another dog.
Apparently, Goofy's not a dog. Did you know that?
He's not a dog?
Apparently.
Then what is he?
I don't know. Apparently he's not a dog, though. You don't think it's weird that Mickey has a dog and then one of his best friends is a humanoid dog, though?
It is something I have one of my cousins constantly tell me about. And this is coming from a cousin who is like 12.
Oh, it's just something I always thought when I was little.
He's always told me about that, and I cannot stop thinking about that when people make that reflection. It's almost as if I'm having like some sort of Vietnam flashback. Okay, that was a bit extreme, but you know what I mean. Some kind of flashback.
That was pretty autistic, no offense.
Starts having flashbacks about Goofy. In the background, you just hear a faint boil. God, I just love shitting on Goofy. Goofy and Shaggy, oh my god, they need to be part of some kind of ultimate alliance.
Colin, I'm laughing because you just compared a childhood memory involving Goofy being a Vietnam flashback. We just like...
I almost choked on my water. Oh my god. Sora, the trees are speaking Vietnamese. Okay, that was a bit extreme.
Oh god. Okay, but is there anything else you'd like to share about Sora?
I'm sorry, anyone listening, if anyone thinks I'm going a bit too far. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Is there anything else you wanna...
I haven't really had much to say about Sora. But with all that aside, though, that completes my list. That in the end, I wrote Steve, a tie between Cinderace and Rillaboom, Sub-Zero, Reaper, Cuphead, Scout, and as a little bit of a bonus, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So what do you have in mind? What would you say you would put on your hypothetical Smash Brothers DLC list?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
A good chunk of them are gonna be Capcom characters.
Okay.
So, but I will start with the non-Capcom characters first.
Okay.
So, the first character I like to be hypothetically in Smash is from a game I actually just was playing like not too long ago, and I was telling Colin about before we started. Miriam from the game Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is a spiritual successor to Castlevania. And she has 2 games on Nintendo Switch, and I honestly think she'd be a good fit for Smash Bros. Because she could have a good moveset, because she has a wider range of abilities. Involving the... I'm not really good at explaining movesets, but I could tell you what she... in the game, you do something... you're able to get the ability of demons. When you kill them, you're able to... She has like... She's like... Do you know what a shard is? Like a shard crystal?
Is it almost, from what I'm getting, is it like a crystal that could absorb someone's power?
Yes, pretty much.
So it's almost like a Kirby mechanic in a way.
Well, yeah, but like she has like a crystal shard inside her, and she's able to obtain the abilities of demons.
Okay.
And manipulate them, and I feel like that could play an aspect into her moveset.
So she can take the power of a demon and then use that power to affect other demons.
Pretty much, yeah.
So is it almost kind of like controlling a part of their body?
No.
Or just like taking their power and using them for her advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
So like, let's say a demon has the power to shoot fireballs, right?
Okay.
She'll when she kills it and she takes the shard, the crystal shard of that's a demon that shoots fire. She could shoot fire, and there's like a bunch of abilities in the game, and I feel like some of them could work really well as in Smash. There's actually a particular boss in Bloodstained that I think would do well in Smash, but so I have 2 characters actually for this for Bloodstained. So Miriam, who's the protagonist. I'm not like a huge like advocate, like this isn't political or anything, but just so we could have more female characters in Smash. So like Miriam would be fine if we want to have more female characters in Smash, if you know what I mean.
I'm totally fine with that.
And then the other character is a female boss who is probably the most famous boss from Bloodstained. She's called, but there's one problem with her, and I think it's highly unlikely. It's her whole concept. She's a vampire. Okay. But her whole theme around her revolves around blood.
Okay.
But she has a unique moveset that oh my god, would be so cool to have in Smash, because she has an umbrella, and like what she does with it is just like, I just honestly think it'd be like interesting to implement that into Smash, into her moveset.
So what exactly like does the umbrella do something like special?
She uses it as a weapon, basically.
Okay.
She like shoots like blood type powers out of it.
Okay, yeah, that's just where my question was coming from. Like, I wasn't sure if it was like a simple umbrella or if it was something like an umbrella made from blood.
No, but like she like uses it like like and she could like use it to like slow herself down like as she's falling. Or
Okay, so
she
it's almost like a Princess Peach in Smash, where she does the umbrella.
except more mature and more bloody, and she's a bit risque because like she's kind of like her outfit's kind of you know,
Okay.
but the whole blood aspect in her name alone, which is bloodless, would keep her from being in the game. But I think she'd be a cool fit. But those I don't for my list. I don't count two characters. I'm basically doing them by game. If that's okay with you.
Can you repeat a little bit what you said? Because like
I'm
you
not
cut out
doing
a
them
little
by
bit.
character. I'm doing them by game. My list.
So you're focusing on like covering different games per list.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I tried doing too, with like one character per game.
Okay. But I got my point across pretty much with
Yeah, I got what you're saying, and also to add on, I think what you were saying about being nervous about a character being a bit risque. I mean, if anything, too, whenever there was a character that had like risque elements, they did also like dub it down. Like I'm forgetting her name, but what's the name of the girl from Persona 5 where she's in the red cat costume?
on.
On. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that. But like people pointed out like when she's standing on the memento stage where I mean it just sounds kind of funny saying this out of the blue where people were like, "Hey, you got Nintendo, why'd you take away the curvature of her butt?" Like, I mean, I feel like, Nintendo would kind of like dub it down.
They took the courage of her butt.
Like they made it like I don't know, like they put less detail in the butt.
I mean, it's not. I mean, she's on the back of the screen, so it's not really that big of a deal. But
Yeah. And I mean it's like they dubbed it down because they didn't want to have like a character like get too sexual on the screen. Like I'm trying to say something like Nintendo will try to keep a sharp eye for that.
yeah,
Which
I'm really
they
in the
do try to
middle
keep
of
it
that.
true to the art style.
Right, like I'm in the middle of like that. Like it doesn't bother me if they do that, but like, it also does because like I think they should stay true to like what the art looks like, but like it's like censorship. But then again, like it's not that big of a deal because it's not that detailed and it's not like really shown in the game that much. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's also not like the butt is like the holy chalice of the game.
You
It's
cut
not
off.
like, yeah, it's not like, all right, guys, we gotta find Anna's butt if we want to save the universe. Like, it's nothing like stupid like that. It's nothing significant. I was just saying that more as an example because people talked about that when people started playing on the Mementos map and they noticed that on, which I mean. Do you guys got anything better to do than really focus on anime asses?
Yeah, well, basically, I actually that we could save that whole topic for another time. Censorship in video games, particularly in general, especially games from Japan and Nintendo and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine by me. That would be a nice episode.
So we could save that for later, and I'd love to go into that, but like I want to focus on the Smash characters because I have a couple more.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack on you.
No, it's okay. But now, like you did, this shouldn't be much of a surprise since I'm a huge fan. I just need to get the new games because I'm low on money. But I have two Pokemon that I would like to be in the game,
Okay.
and I'm fine with either one. First one would probably be I honestly thought should have been in the game instead of Torracat. I mean Incineroar, and that Pokemon would be Decidueye.
Okay.
Because I think the whole archer aspect of his character and like just how it's like an owl that's an archer with its wings and like there's just so much you could have done and his Z move could have been his what's it called, his final smash. I don't know. I just thought, and he was the most popular starter, so like I don't know, I just thought it made sense. In my opinion, he's the best starter of that generation. So I'm not trying to sound like a normie,
I was not taking it as like being a normie. Like I would not take it like that at all from what you were saying. And I mean, also too, like nowadays I do like Decidueye because when that generation came out, I was like, I'm trying to remember the name, Incineroar. I was more of an Incineroar person, but Incineroar in Smash, I'm not too much of a fan of his fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the Pokemon games, I'll use him, but not in Smash.
Yeah,
But Decidueye, 'cause I recently got him on my copy of Pokemon Sword and Shield after doing a trade on Pokemon Home. Like, playing with him got me to respect him, so I definitely see where the love comes from.
there's a lot of Pokemon I'd love to see in Smash. From basically they're already in a fighting game, but like in their own fighting game, which is just basically they're in Pokken.
Yeah, Pokemon Tournament.
which is a great fighting game.
It is. It actually, it really is. I have it for my
fun.
Switch.
Yeah, I have it for my Wii U, and it's really fun. I just, some of the Pokemon in that game, I wish could have been implemented into Smash somehow. But I'll
Yeah.
go into that another time.
Yeah, because in that game I main Gengar all the time, and I could see him fitting in the game as well.
Yeah, Sceptile for me, and I think Sceptile could really work well in Smash. Also, Sceptile is my favorite Pokemon. But
I gotta
anyway,
look up Sceptile again because I'm kind of blanking out.
Trico's Final Evolution. What's it called? But the other Pokemon I wanted on this list that I wanted in Smash was actually the one of the new legendary Pokemon from Sword and Shield, and that's the mascot for Sword, Zacian.
Huh.
Because I don't know, I just thought the whole idea of having like a wolf-like Pokemon with a sword in its mouth. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot you could do with that. I don't know. I just came to me like I just imagined this really interesting kind of style that the character had, in like the way the Pokemon would move and stuff. I guess it's just me. I can't really describe it, but like I think it'd be really unique. So I don't know if you could get what I'm saying.
I mean, I definitely get what you're saying. I mean, it just caught me off guard because I think
Call you what?
it caught me off guard a bit because I guess like I do like your idea. Don't get me wrong. I guess when I was thinking about characters in Smash, I guess I was just more thinking of characters too that are more of like, like walking on two legs. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
I guess never really picturing playing as a character. That's
You play as Ivysaur.
Okay, well, I forgot about him, but I guess I'm just used to more humanoid or anthropomorphic characters. I guess I never fully thought about something like the legendary for Sword. I really do like that.
Well, and another thing, yeah, you're right. We don't have that. It'd be cool because also I feel like we should have more legendaries as fighters. We only have what, Mewtwo?
We have does Lucario count?
No.
Okay.
Lucario is a hard Pokemon to get, but he's not because, well, he's not legendary. Now the definition of legendary has changed, and we could save that for another video. But Mewtwo is basically the only one we have. So I really think Zacian would be a good fit, and like he could like give a unique, give you know what I mean.
I mean, I could also see something similar. How it could work for Zacian was his name again?
Yes.
I feel like we could also think about something similar to what I said about Cuphead and Mugman, where maybe because there's 8 different color palettes for each character, maybe 4 could be for Zaishan.
Zamazenta. Zaishan, or you're saying that Zamazenta should be the...
Yeah, should be like the alternative. So it's like 4 is focused on the legendary for Sword, and the other 4 is focused on Shield. I could see like a similar mechanic working out like that.
Yeah, but again, I think about when I play characters in Smash, I think about like characters that I think would be a good fit for Smash. Also, just because I love the characters and I want to see them in Smash.
Oh yeah.
But also because of how like they could be utilized and how they could have like a unique fighting style.
I mean, it's definitely a lot better than what you were telling me about earlier. Because I remembered a long time ago you were telling me that when people were voting for different Smash characters, like years ago, people actually picked SpongeBob for America.
That was because of the meme. We were the only continent. I mean, we're the only place that voted for SpongeBob and Shrek.
Did people genuinely vote for Shrek too?
Yes. Everywhere else,
Are you serious?
Like, Japan, they're voting for actual game characters. Same with Europe. Europe voted for Bayonetta, and stuff. Japan voted for Dragon Quest.
Are you serious?
I don't know.
I could somewhat I can have some kind of defense for like SpongeBob in certain aspects, but Shrek. The people who voted for Shrek just wanted to see how far a meme can go.
Hey, if Shrek wasn't Smash, that means what's it called? Would have been in Smash's soundtrack.
Oh my god! We would have gotten I'm trying to remember the All-Star. We would have gotten an All-Star from Smash Mouth.
Yes, and would have been in Smash. Oh, that's ironic. It would have been in Smash. Smash Mouth would have been in Smash Bros.
Oh my god! Now let's get Shrek and Smash Brothers. No, everyone, get your petitions.
But imagine one of the stages was
his swamp.
And then it's And then the theme and the theme in the in the stage is somebody once told me that the world was gonna roll me.
But it's like an extreme remix.
Yeah, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, and like you're near like Shrek's outhouse in the swamp.
Or like you could like destroy the outhouse, like how you could destroy Luigi's mansion
Say
in
that
that
again.
map.
Say that again.
So like you know how in like the Luigi's mansion map you could destroy the mansion?
Yeah, you destroy the outhouse.
Yeah, you could destroy the outhouse.
God. Okay,
And then like a random character would be inside the outhouse and they would just run away.
I'm losing brain cells. Like basically saying this is basically saying that Otis from Barnyard should be in Smash.
Dude, he could totally like his final smash could just be like him getting 100 times bigger, like smacking all the characters with his udders.
Or him getting the machine charged onto it.
Oh my god, the milk sucking machine.
Yeah.
Or better yet, he gets really bigger, he starts to levitate, and he shoots a beam of milk out of his udders on the stage. And he's T-posing while he's doing it.
Oh my god.
I think the T-posing part will bring it together. Because he's asserting his dominance on everyone else in the map. Someone has to make a mod of that.
God, I wouldn't be surprised. But joking aside, yeah, but you understand what I'm saying for the two, what I meant for both the Pokemon characters?
Oh, totally. I would love them in Smash.
Yeah, but like, so I have a couple more characters. One of the first one I'm gonna say is I've only played one game, and but one character I definitely want to Smash is Dante from Devil May Cry, and I think he could have a unique moveset. I don't know how to exactly explain it. I have friends that probably could, but
I'm aware of like I never played any of the Devil May Cry games. I also know that he is a highly requested character for Smash Brothers, and I'm aware of what the character looks like.
Sorry, say that again.
I was saying that I'm aware of what the character looks like, and I'm also aware that he is also a character that a lot of people beg Nintendo to put into Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, if they put Bayonetta in Smash, they could put But then the next character I want to Smash is besides Dante, who I can go into more detail, is Leon S. Kennedy from personally one of my favorite game franchises. And a lot of other people love. People say it's like the essential horror game franchise, Resident Evil. And particularly, I think Leon from Resident Evil 4 would be a good fit because in the canonical timeline of Resident Evil, that's when Leon he's more skilled. Although Resident Evil is a horror game, Resident Evil 4 has some action in it.
Mm-hmm.
But Leon, it's still scary because you still have to survive and use your ammo. But Leon has a lot of moves that he could do, and a lot of the items you have in the good would help out.
I mean, his gun,
like his gun, or the different types of guns he has, or he's very agile. He all sorts of martial arts. He has different types of grenades. He has an incendiary grenade, or just a regular grenade, or flash grenade. He has I don't know. He's really agile and stuff, and I think he'd be a really good fit for Smash.
So he could have like a little arsenal with him.
Yes, kind of like Snake in a way, but a little more different. And he actually has a bunch of costumes from the game that could be put into the. He actually has his own costumes. So
okay, because I mean, I never played anything for Devil May Cry, so I mean, I know that
Resident Evil?
You know more than I would.
Resident Evil.
Oh my god, I glanced back at Dante for a second. You know more about Resident Evil than me. Well, I mean, correction. You know more about Devil May Cry and Resident Evil than me, because I have not played any of those games.
I barely know anything about Devil May Cry. I've only played the fourth one. That was a while ago.
I have friends that beg me to play Resident Evil.
Oh, well, we could talk about that another time, but okay, I actually have a couple more characters that I'd like to be in Smash.
All right, bring them on.
The next one is the final Capcom character, and that would be I think he'd be perfect for Smash because one, he's mainly known for being exclusively on Nintendo consoles, and two, I think it'd be really unique to have a visual novel character, and his final Smash would probably be the most over the top and ridiculous thing. I mean, him being in Smash is ridiculous. I want Capcom 3.
You cut off for a second when you said Capcom 3. What did you say before that?
He's in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I never played any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games either.
Oh, I'm speaking to the audience. But that would be Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney,
Oh, okay.
and they can basically use assets from his MVC3 moveset. But his Final Smash could definitely be, I guess, like him, like basically like proving to you, like owning you in court, like presenting the evidence to you, why it's a contradiction to your testimony. Like he says objection, that gets you
Yeah.
once.
That's a huge meme, the objection thing.
And then he presents the evidence to you. When he does, he says, "Take that," and like you're shot out of the stage.
Since that you know about the Phoenix Wright games,
I know, I'm a huge fan. I played mostly every single one.
Yes, I know. I definitely remembered that you're a huge fan of the Phoenix Wright games. Just because you've actually played them, I figured I could ask you this question.
What?
Because I see people request him for the game, but the thing is, when I see him, I kind of get a bit confused because I just know him as like someone who collects evidence, presents them in court, and tries to prove if if the person in question is innocent or guilty. That's what I presume is the main point of the game. That
Yes.
he is a lawyer that wants to. He wants to do right. Like he does not want to make any mistakes, and he wants to have the guilty. I guess if someone's guilty, he wants to have them pay for the crimes that they've committed, but he doesn't want to falsely accuse the innocent. Like he does. I know he's that kind
You
of
are
character.
100% correct. Yes, but what are you trying to ask?
So my question is, how exactly is he a fighter? Like, does he actually fight?
That's exactly why he'd be unique.
Because that's the thing. Like, people request him, but I don't.
Hey,
I get
he's in Marvel
confused.
vs. Capcom 3, so it's not that far of a stretch for him to be in Smash.
Okay, then that makes sense now. I guess then they want his moveset in Marvel vs. Capcom to kind of be moved over to Smash Bros.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, cool. You definitely cleared something for me.
Phoenix was mostly on Nintendo consoles anyway. But
I actually had no idea he was a Nintendo exclusive.
For the most part, he for the most of the time he was, but now he's at least the first 3 games are on every platform now, and most of his games are also on mobile. So because they're visual novels.
Because the most I know about is like he has games like on the DS's.
Yeah, personally, I think those are
DS
the best way
lines.
to play them is on the DS. But what's it called? There's one last character, and who I think should be, and more than hypothetically, like I actually think he will be in Smash. If I'm wrong,
Okay.
I'm wrong. But I think he will be in Smash because he had a game that came out last year, and then he's making a return with his main series of games, and his games are exclusive to Nintendo. And that game would be that game character would be Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes.
You know something? I remembered we talked about the. Wow! I just smacked off earbuds from my head. Okay, that was embarrassing. I remembered the last time I had you on my podcast that you did talk about him because we had the episode, I think, talking about the Nintendo Switch, how we felt overall about it, and games that are coming soon at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was either that or I think an E3 episode, but I remembered you talked about Devil May Cry or not Devil May Cry. Oh my God, what's wrong with me today? No More Heroes. And I was actually
want me to tell you why I think
How
he'd
come?
be in. Well, first of all, he's exclusive to Nintendo. He could have his own unique moveset. He has a new game coming out soon that's exclusive to Nintendo Switch. He's like such a meme. He's a mature character too. But he could be in Smash and be tamed. He has like his own bootleg lightsaber that he bought off of eBay.
I forgot about that because I remembered we were
it's
talking
called a
about that too.
It's called a beam katana. I don't know. He's like some kind of like otaku. It's really funny. It's very Japanese, like in comedy wise. But like, he'd be unique for Smash for his moveset because he could have his Final Smash. His final smash could either be Dark Travis or him transforming into some kind of tiger.
He transformed into a tiger?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, but like, I mean, he's just, for me, he screams like, hey, yes, I should be in Smash.
I mean, he definitely seems zany, but like the kind of zaniness that could also fit in well in Smash.
What do you mean zany?
Like, very, I think, like, goofy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, energetic or quirky.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was afraid I was going to mess up my description.
But I will be honest, he is a bit of a mature character because like a lot of the humor in the games, like it's very pervy, it's very vulgar, it's very.
Well, I pictured he would be one of those kind of characters. I'm not saying that as a diss. I'm just saying more as an observation.
I know, because like there's a lot of like sexual themes and stuff, and like No More Heroes, like sexual jokes, which is really not for kids. But like even like one thing he does with the beam katana, charge it up, is very adult.
How does he charge it up?
He shakes it, and it looks like something else.
Oh, okay. I see.
And you have to do it.
Really?
When you're playing the game, you have to charge up the katana by shaking the Wii remote.
Oh, yeah, because it was a Wii game. It started off as a Wii game.
Yeah, and you're going to have to do the same thing with the Joy-Cons, probably.
And if not, you just got to, like, if you're playing a Pro Controller, I would just imagine you have to shake the Pro Controller.
Yeah, most likely, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to implement the Joy somehow.
That's going to be... That actually sounds really funny.
Yeah, it is funny. The first two games are on the Wii, and the third game's going to be on the Switch. So, yeah.
It sounds like it would be perfect for the Switch.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it.
Oh, man. Honestly, that's honestly a nice character to genuinely, like, end off with. Because I didn't know the full extent to his character until you told me. Well, no. I had an idea on how his character was, because I did see the trailer when... I think like E3, like around E3, I did see his trailer, but I guess more of like his gameplay I had no idea about until this very moment.
Okay, yeah, and stuff. But before we do that, you want to do some honorable mentions?
Honorable mention. Oh my god, I didn't even think about honorable mentions.
That's kind of like a way to like sneak around, like to like give characters that you wanted to come in, but you prioritize certain ones over others. So like. Let me do that first. I only have a couple.
Okay, that's fine. Go on ahead.
Well, one character I think that would go into Smash would be Spyro the Dragon, and my other honorable mention would definitely have to be Crash Bandicoot.
I could definitely see that. I mean, like, I
Wonder
think
why?
Crash Bandicoot would fit in pretty well.
Wonder why both of them I think are good.
How come?
They're both family friendly anyway, so that's a big appeal for Nintendo. And they're big popular video game mascots, so why not? And they can have their own unique movesets.
Actually, yeah. I didn't even think about that part.
But what about you?
I honestly did not think about an honorable mention. The only thing I have, because I saved, if you could hear it, I saved my list on a flashcard.
Yeah.
I was almost gonna scrap these, but no, they were just more joke characters. All right, that you would describe as autistic, because you told me, like it's been a little while since I actually tagged you in something like tweets and stuff of really dumb shit.
Of me in it?
Yeah, but then I was like, what if I just came up with a bunch of fake characters instead for Smash, and I could only come up with two? But all jokes aside, one thing I was thinking about.
But before we do that, can we take a quick break because I have to use the bathroom?
Bruh. Okay, and we're back, and now. One brief break later, you guys get to hear a joke that I originally was going to scrap. All right, so hear me out. All right, we have Persona. All right,
mm-hmm.
Being able to turn in your persona and then enter a parallel universe. But let's Americanize it a bit. Just to appeal to the average American normie.
What, you want Hank Hill in Smash?
No, even better.
Quagmire toilet?
We need... No, I can't do this. We need The Simpsons, alright? With personas. Hear me out. Introducing... Simpsonas. The Simpsonas. And I'm picturing... Oh, God, ever since I thought of it, I kept picturing Homer Simpson wearing Joker's costume while eating a donut.
Hey, Colin, I don't know if you ever considered, like, having like some kind of like mental evaluation, for psychological help. You know, because like I think like you know how autism's a spectrum.
Yeah.
You're not low on it. You are low on it, but you're so low on it that you broke it. You're even further down.
Well, you see, I probably could, but here's a bit of a problem. Social distancing, because
you just basically confirmed my point even more by saying that.
social dis. Oh my god, another precaution people have to worry about. But hey, at least I mean that was like the the Simpsonas. I mean, and also you're saying simp. You're calling them simps.
I will be honest. When I said honorable mentions, I thought like ones that you actually wanted, not like.
No, I didn't have honorable mentions. Because honestly, like you bring up ideas about honorable mentions was a great idea. I didn't have any honorable mentions listed. The only thing I had listed on the back of my card was joke ideas, like Ubi from Nick Jr.
Ubi, you mean the talking hand?
Yeah, and like the googly eyes. And
I used to watch that when I was little, but
same. And then I picture him wearing the Naruto headband around his wrist.
Okay, that hurts.
There we go. I made it better. Ubi X Naruto and
X Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
X Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's official.
One character I want in Smash Brothers is the be like similar to the Ice Climbers, but instead to be the two guys from the Upside Down show.
I forgot about that show. Oh yeah. God, that show is a fever dream.
Or the other guy, or that show, or Blue's Clues. Like basically, it's Steve, with his handy dandy notebook and like blue, like he's like kind of like Pokemon trainer with Blue, and like
okay,
and then like his stage is basically Blue's Clues like house, you know.
Or maybe we should have a story arc where like Smash Brothers should have story arcs like the forbidden love of Sonic the Hedgehog and Scooby Doo.
Okay, all right, guys, that's it for the podcast.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna try to end off my podcast?
Yeah, because I think I'm saving everybody. The horrors.
All right, fine. That's totally fine by me.